Tunings, are you with me? Are you getting me?
Yes, I'm getting you loud and clear.
All right, so it is good having you on. And actually, I don't know why I sent a link. Yeah, so we have the how they call it, the adjustment have been done, and so the show now is will begin at 11:30 instead of 12 o'clock because the management has done the adjustment. So by 11:30, I was able to send the link. Unfortunately, I think you saw it late. Yes, so you should also have the other team members informed as well.
Okay, that's not bad. It just I didn't know ahead of time. I thought it was still the 8 o'clock, even though we were told that
Mhm.
the time will be changed. But most of the time, and I checked before 7. I checked to see if the link was there. I didn't see it. So, um, you sometimes call me a little early before the time to let me know
Oh
that.
yes, yes. I was kind of yeah. Today was a tense day in our newsroom. Very, very busy with other issues, so I could not reach out to you. I'm sorry for that anyway. Yes, so
It's okay. I mean, we are here now, and we know now
that's good.
that. All
That's good.
right.
So how was the weekend?
The weekend was not bad. Weekend is
Okay.
still, our area here is very good. Not very, but it's good. But other area, there's a lot of disaster went on, like somewhere in Florida. We still feeling the pain.
Mm.
But the destruction that went on from Hurricane Milton, too many people got homeless and all of that. But
Mm.
anyway, thank God for life. We still here, you know.
Let's go.
Yeah, just I'm a little bit tired because the work, just like what you said, you guys were a little bit busy over
Yeah,
there.
yeah.
So the same thing with us here. Our a bit busy today, extremely busy.
Mm.
Mm. So what's popping on from your end?
Yes, the country is here, and as one of the musician said in one of her songs that the country will put you in rush even when you're 98. Liberia is not your mate. So there are a lot of things that are unfolding on a daily basis. But firstly, I think you have gotten the result of the senior national team soccer match today. Equatorial Guinea won Liberia 2-1. Yes, so the chances of the country's national team qualifying is something that is slipping from the hands, and so that's it. All right. So in other developments, there are a lot of things that have been happening, a lot of things that have been unfolding in the country. But firstly, let me start with one of the recent issues. That has to do with Mr. Tweed. Mr. Tweed did a write up. He wrote something that I quickly want to talk about. Mr. Tweed is demanding an apology from the boycott's administration to the voters in a wake of telling those people who voted in sorry regarding the issue that has to do with the harmonization. According to Mr. Tue, the Unity Party government has finally validated the harmonization in its program agreement with the IMF. So the government is now calling on the government to release a public statement apologizing to voters for deceiving them about the issue of the harmonization. Mind you, during the time of the campaign, that was one of the issues that the then opposition, that is the Unity Party, then they talked about that the WI government was doing something bad by cutting the salary of civil servants, and so If they would have won as they have won now, they would have done something about that, probably increase the salaries of those people. And I can remember Mr. Tweed doing one of the appearances on one of our sister radio station, uh, threw out or challenged to the government that he dared the government to do away with the harmonization policy. So up to now, there have been no issue about that to see the government coming up to say yes, we are going to do away with the harmonization policy, which we talked about that it was something wrong that we are doing. We are just came into power and just cut your salary and and all this kind of thing. All right, so that's it. So Tue is now calling on the broadcast administration to do an open apologies to the Liberian people. Okay, so many among those issues is the one of the trending issues in our country that has to do with the speculation in the public about the United Methodist Church trying to legalize the issue that has to do with same-sex marriage in its denomination across the country. That is, man can marry man, woman can marry woman. This has been a serious issue of discussion in all corridors of our country. And so, day before yesterday, which was Sunday, um, we saw something unfolded at one of the church's denomination, the New Georgia, yes, the New Georgia United Methodist Church there. And so what happened is that previously before that particular uh, episode occurred, the resident pastor there, he spoke against something of such, and so according to the information that he sent to the public, he said he spoke against the issue of quote unquote the church trying to legalize the issue that has to do with the gay right and other thing in the church. So when he spoke against that, according to him, he was suspended by the church bishop, Bishop Choir. All right. So he said he was suspended by the church's bishop, and another pastor was sent to the church, to serve as the presiding pastor for the church. And so on Sunday, when people went to service, there was a noise that the church members said, no, we need our pastor back. And, we don't accept that. We don't accept another pastor. So there's a need that uh, the pastor be reinstated instead of sending another pastor here. So that was misconstrued by the public. There were so many people who came up with this speculation that current even media outlets, some of our colleagues were even reporting about that. You have two men currently getting married at the United Methodist Church in New Georgia. That which was not the case. That was something different from what they were reporting. And so this particular incident was so crucial. The tension was so, bad. At the end of the day, police have to go to the church then and put the situation under control. And so because of that, the Liberia National Police called Bishop Samuel Jerome Choir to a conference today to give a definite position on the issue that has to do with the legalization of the gay right in the Methodist Church. Because over the period of time, there are many people who believed that the recent utterances of the Methodist bishop was seen as a defensive mechanism, and he was not decisive over the issue, which have led many people, most of whom are the church members, to speculate that with the bishop's stance, he trying to, in other way, trying to say yes to this particular issue, which many of them see to be a total abomination. And so the bishop today appeared before the LMP officers of the Liberia National Police, and he gave a definite position. According to him, the Methodist Church will not legalize the issue that has to do with gay right in its church. No, the church will not do that. One thing he stressed on is that that particular issue contravenes the norms of the Liberian society. It go against our societal belief, and so under no condition the Methodist Church is going to legalize the issue of gay right in its churches. So he made that position clear today to clear the mind of people who have speculated over the period of time that you know, this issue that has to do with the legalization of the gay right is not being done by the United Methodist Church. But there are so many things he talked about that when it went for the general conference in the US, there was this proposal that was put before them that you know, this particular issue that has to do with the gay right, it has to be accepted. The proposal will give her then, and the regional churches like Liberia United Methodist Church, Nigeria United Methodist Church, and those other regional blocks need to come up and give a definite position. So they gave them, they told them, according to him, they told them that yes, there's the proposal, and we respect people's right in the church. And so, because of that, we need to draw them closer to us. We don't need to discriminate. And so, there's a need that all men of the churches be able to sign on to this. And according to him, that was done through, I don't know, a process that he talked about, or regionalization, something like that. But the United Methodist Church, Liberia, has not, on any occasion, accepted that. And so he vowed and he recommitted himself to this that Liberia United Methodist Church will not, under any circumstance, succumb to that legalize the issue that has to do with man marrying man, woman marrying woman to be doing babatiti and other stuff and things how they can call it and what have you and what have you. Okay, so you talk about that. So all right, so Mr. Mr. Baga Reeves is here. Mr. Masali is also here. So okay, so he talked about that. So these are some of the things that are making headway in our country. And lastly, before I get back to you, there is this information that we got today from one Cali priest. According to the information, allegedly raped a 16-year-old girl. Yeah, that is the priest of the Christ of King Cali Church, right? So that information was posted on the front page Africa page, and it was even in their a newspaper as well. So he has been arrested, you know. He's currently at the Morovia City Court at the Temple of Justice. All right, so the investigation is ongoing. We hope to get an insight of the investigation as the court concludes with that. So these are some of the things that are happening in the country. So I'll now throw control back to you people. And but before I do that, let me quickly encourage our people keep playing the Freedom Cash giveaway because during the course of the show, we will also be doing a draw here to give out money to you, our lucky winner. So it's back to you people now.
Thank you so much. Let me welcome my partners here, Solomon and Ali. You're welcome to the show.
Yes.
Thank you.
Yeah. Okay. Yes. Olu.
No, no, go ahead. Go ahead. I'll just say thank you.
Okay. Yeah. Good evening, Solomon. Good evening, Mr. Tunis. Good evening, there, Stanton. It's nice to be here today again, the first working day of the week. And hello to all Liberians in and around the world. This is Aliyu Masari from right here, Baltimore, Maryland. We are here again on the nighttime spin.
Solomon.
Good evening to our wonderful people of Liberia. especially people from We Nation, the beautiful city of Wisdom. Uh, it's my pleasure to be on tonight to discuss matters of importance regarding our beloved country. Uh, as people always say, Liberia is the only common denominator that all of us we have. We need to make sure that uh, we build it the way it's supposed to be. Thank you very much, and please join us as we go through another probably 2 hours of discussion regarding Mama Liberia. Thank you.
Um, First thing, let me let you guys know that they have changed the time again on us. That will be commencing our show now by 7:30 in Liberian time, and in our time here will be 11:30. I mean 7:30 in our time here,
Mm-hmm.
and 11:30 in Liberia time. But pretty soon, I think next week or a week from now, 2 weeks from now, the time will be changing here. So it will be 6:30. I just want to let you know that in October the time change until March. When that time change until March, it come back to where we are. So I mean, I don't know if you guys been listening, but we just started the show about 7 minutes ago until you join us. He got a lot of things on the plate. One is the saga that going between the government and our former minister, our former finance minister, Tue, is asking the Liberian government to apologize to the people of Liberia for the way they lied, they came to power, and they lie on him also. It says a lot of things in the making right there. And also another topic on the plate is there's a Methodist church in Liberia, as our co-host is saying, that they are trying to legalize gay marriage, same-sex marriage. And they were going about it. Some media personnel was going uh, like to say they didn't. I don't know if they saw it live or they just heard about it, but they were giving a podcast or a news that people were getting married at that particular same-sex marriage were taking place at that particular church, but they came to find out it was not true. So I don't know where they got it from before even voicing it out. And the third one, I think he said there's a pastor or
Yeah, a
Catholic
priest, a priest. Mm-hmm.
priest uh, rape or have something with some little child, right?
Mm-hmm. A 16-year-old man, according to the
Yeah,
information.
16 years old teenager.
Mm.
Okay, so those are the three things that's supposed to be discussed here today. So let me go to you, Solomon. What's your take? Whichever one you want to take to discuss. I know
First,
that we started 7:30. I myself I just got here, so we're supposed to be leaving from here. We got like we almost got less than 1 hour to go now. We got less than 45 minutes to go.
Well, thank you very much. And I followed Catholic, the Methodist situation. We all know that there's a new movement since the same-sex marriage was legalized here in the United States. Uh, Other churches, including the Lutheran Church, the Methodist Church, Presbyterian, and a lot of big churches that we know. think it was in January when the Methodist people finally had their discussion. That they
Mm.
need to change their book because uh, they were in favor of the same-sex marriage, other those things, LGBTQ plus, uh, transgender, and what have you. So I watched the convention at one time
Mm.
on the radio where the delegation from Liberia, I don't know whether it was Queer or it was Kula, but one of them spoke. I was so proud about his rejection that
Mm.
we need to preach the Bible the way it is, and the Bible um, did not give room for same-sex marriage. In fact, the Bible frowned on that. So, to my surprise, of course, we knew that there was going to be a convention in Liberia, where,
Mhm.
so that the church should be able to decide. And in order for uh, to do the changes, they decided to make a new doctrine. They call it the Book of Doctrine or something for the Methodist. So they were trying to get churches together, then to regionalize it. For example, if New York is a state that indulges in same-sex marriage, then people in New York they can do that. If people in South Carolina or other country, if they state, if they don't do that, then the Methodist church pastor there they will not do it, uh, so forth. So they wanted to do the same regionalization in Liberia. So if, for example, um, the St. John River District is not in favor of same-sex marriage, then St. John River District will not do that. So, but then the argument between I don't know the position of the of Kula, but Korea, which is the national bishop, I think he is. So they are saying uh, that they wanted to call convention, but Korea is not really saying the truth. I was following earlier today, and I sent something. I said, "But let him speak the truth to the Liberian people." What is going on is that uh, even here, the Methodist Church, or the denomination that decided not to practice same-sex marriage, they withheld or withdrew their support from them. So in
Mhm.
Liberia, uh, they are saying, "Well, if we no longer honor the United Methodist Church, one of the bishop argument, if we are no longer under the United Methodist Church and we are the regional or global United Methodist Church, then all the properties of the United Methodist Church in Liberia, it will go, it will stay with those who want to retain the name United Methodist Church and don't want to be the global church. So that is a fight of property in Liberia. But all in all, of course, they are doing the common Liberian way. Somebody will try to do something to to agitate the other group.
Mhm.
So what happened was, according to the information we gathered, that the people, some of the people that rebel against the doctrine of the Methodist Church, whatever that doctrine is, when it comes to leadership, uh, those people, few pastors, they decided not to pay attention or to adhere to what the
Mm.
national bishop said. So the national bishop dismissed
Mhm.
few of those pastors, and those pastors uh, decided not to to adhere to the bishop decision.
Mm.
So the bishop was going to uh, install other pastors, uh, new pastors to the six churches whose pastors were dismissed. So when he was going there on Sunday to do the reinstation, I mean to commission new pastors, then some other people send propaganda that, oh, he's going to perform same-sex marriage so that they can go and to disturb uh, the uh, the ceremony of inducting new pastor. So of course, everything became chaos and what have you. But I think Bishop Kwe need to really explain to the people what a regionalization in the context of the Methodist Church, what that is, and then we got to look at that in a way. And of course, Liberia cannot condone same sex because we have a law on the book that
Mhm. Mhm.
that talks about sodomy. I think we briefly talked about it last time. So you can
Mhm.
in the presence of that law, you cannot legalize same sex and what have you. So this is a saga over there. But what are the churches? Majority of of these churches that we have today, whether Protestant church or the Catholic church, all of them they have decided to engage in to encourage same-sex marriage, uh, what have you. So that is a saga.
All right, thank you. Let's hear from you, Aliu.
Yes,
Yeah.
the problem here with me, I continue to say, Liberia, our country, first of all, people say Liberia was built on a Christian principle. Liberia is a Christian nation. So these are things that we are not going to support in the country. Yes, we don't have no right. There is no law to say, oh yes, we have gay right in the country, we have lesbian in the country. These things, they are not in our country and we are not going to support them. But equally so, if John decide to be a gay and Mary decide to be a lesbian, it is a right. And I don't think people had to go after them. And I think this, I think America is not supporting. If somebody decide to be who they want to be, let them be. It shouldn't be something that, oh yeah, the person they are gay, the person are lesbian and maybe angry crazy, this person somewhere and they go the mob then. No. But equally so, I listened to the bishop today. Just as Solomon said, I know where the people got that information from, that he was going to carry on a marriage for gay in the church. First of all, where did you get the license from? Because before you get married, you have to get license from the ministry. Which one of the ministry in Liberia giving out licenses for people to for gay to marry? So I don't know where the people got that information from. Yeah, so that is just it. And this is something that excuse me, the government they had to stand. We can't allow that in our country. We have our culture, we have our tradition. Even though people say, oh yes, these are things one America style, when you do it in your country, they are going to stop giving you funding and what have you. And if you see America is doing that or stopping country from giving them funds because they don't want to like legalize lesbianism and gay in your country, these are things that will make you to stand up for your country. As I continue to say, or sometimes people will say, like seeing children then getting into early life, getting pregnant, seeing children then getting into the lesbian thing, gay thing, and see all those funny things that we can be seeing in Liberia that other people say is because of poverty. It is why it is. So these are some of the things like our country every day we say Liberia rich, we get natural resources. We cannot turn our natural resources into wealth who they will running around from country to country looking for investor, looking for money. And stuff like God forbid if such a thing start to happen where this America start giving country the fund, it will make us to stand for ourselves. But I don't think America will ever force any country that you forced to legalize lesbianism and gay in your country. No. Africa, we have tradition, we have culture. They can't force you to break your culture or your tradition. The only thing they're trying to say, let them be, and it shouldn't be something that you are going to humiliate them or go after them. But equally so in Liberia, we are not going to give chance to that. The government had to stand. Even when you are part of it, you should really put your eye together. It shouldn't be like where some of us can see here, we see them live and we pass by them, they pass by our working somewhere before. And they were majority there, and I feel that play was not so comfortable for me. And I left the job. Nobody told me to leave, but I just felt that that area was not good for me to be. These are some of the things we are not going to encourage it in our country today, tomorrow, forever. We not encourage it. Like I sit in America here today, I get my children here, 5 children. I pray every day. That's my prayer point. God should guide and protect them for the kind of country we in. You see, these are some of the things we always ask God guidance and protection for our children, the kind of country we find ourselves in, so God can lead them to the right path. Subhanallah, God forbid they shouldn't go to that kind of trend. You see, and when it comes to the Cali priest, I don't know why the people can be suffering themselves. During those days, people will say, I'm a priest, I will live for God, I only read the Bible, this and that, I don't want to be distracted. Yeah, those things used to happen. But now you see young boy, you see those kind of beautiful women in the church, you see people, children like America, yeah, sometimes you see 16-year-old child, yeah, some kind of 20, 25-year-old. So let the people then let it stop embarrassing themselves, let it stop suffering themselves. You see, those things used to happen. Right now, I challenge to see any priest that will say, oh yeah, saying I decided to be priest, I never yet think around any woman. Those things are not happening. They will be sneaking in the church with one another, those sisters and teenagers. And then what we heard today, if it is true, the allegation on that priest, if he's found guilty, I think that was set as precedent when they lacking offers, and then the other priests then now they will come to themselves. God said God created Adam and Eve. Me, I can tell everybody for free, and I can always say this: in this life, there are two sweeter things in the world I know of. Number one, the life God give or the life we breathe is very, very sweet. That's why when you die, you can't come back again. Your people miss you. Anything you do, you have to be careful because life is very sweet. And the second sweeter thing I see is for men and women to have intimacy. So why will you say me? I will not do it. I want to pay attention to God, baby, and then you doing it. That is making mockery out of God. You don't do that. You see the Cali priests and they doing those things, that you making mockery out of God. That those people that choose to be lesbian, gay, it's up to them. But everybody, as I said, be who you want to be. And that is just it there. And what Samuel 12 said, yes, the government, these are things that they campaign on, that Samuel Tuwe that he knew were ranking in the whole salary harmonization. They cut down the people's salary, they cut down the people's salary. President Baka said the moment I come back, we'll make sure your salary will go back to the normal stage where it used to be. I think this government is 9 or 10 months now. It stayed the same. And before, during the election time, when I listened to the World Bank director to Liberia, before he could leave, and he said that the issue of salary harmonization, it was not something easy, because Madam Sedi said for 12 years, and it was something that she couldn't do, because to bring in salary harmonization in your country is a tough decision for a government. So they did this. She said for 12 years she couldn't do it, but President Wiyaki, and he took the challenge to bring salary harmonization. And this was not just something that President Weah he said decided to do. This was something from the World Bank and the IMF. You see, and that's why he said, I listened to him, for a country to bring that in for a government to allow salary harmonization is not an easy thing, because this is the only way a country can move forward. But failure to do so is not easy. And President Weah took the challenge. And today, the people use it as a weapon. Oh, yeah, he can harmonize people's salary. And so that is it. We challenge President Baka now to carry the people's salary to where it were. And we even say hearing that they even say coming to cut down people's salary than what George Weah did. So why were they running all around saying, oh yeah, Joe, we are harmonize people's salary, and then they voted against him? And since they came, we see them putting people back. See the wage bill now. You're putting people down, but the wage bill is going up. And now they're asking them the wage bill had to come down. So let's see what they're coming to do. They are said they're coming to reduce salary. So another person will use it to run against them to say, oh yeah, President Bwakaki, he reduced people's salary. You know, this is why it is. And I just saw something on Facebook, District number 15 representative or his 5-story building collapsed, and people are jubilating, people are happy over it in the country. I don't really know where we are heading to. You see? District number 15 representative Ati Abu Kamara or La Lobita.
Yeah,
The
Abu
whole
Kamara.
Bible building collapsed and people are celebrating. People are saying, oh yes, thank God that the country money, this and that. This is why I always tell God, thank you, Alhamdulillah, I see myself in this country. Once I can work, I pay my rent, I pay my bill, I get 1 cent, say I'm okay. Because you work for government, you do anything, they will say you steal government money. You work for government, you not do nothing, they say you useless. So when you work for government, anything you do, they will say, oh, that the country money, they stealing, they burying this, they doing this, they doing that. I not getting salary. But when you thought it would say this and that, I can really understand. You know how much that man put in that building that you come down, you people are celebrating, you're jubilating, you're happy for it. It is what it is. That's the mindset of our people. So like just say that opportunities. Yes.
All right. Thank you so much. At least we hear from both of you and also our brother Stephen. You know, just like what you said, everyone in this world, everybody have right to live and have right to choose what they want to be, including gay, straight people, whoever you are. You want to be a thief, you must just be ready to face the consequences. And there are always a rule and regulation, laws we got to abide by. If they say they can't stop anybody from being a gay because it's nature, but it can stop you from getting married. The country can say, look, our law here, we don't agree with same-sex marriage. But the biggest problem here is why are we taking this under this law from the Bible and being strong on the, and there are many, many, many other laws that came down that we try to ignore it, probably even worse than the same-sex marriage. I think we're only doing this because there was two cities were destroyed because of this particular behavior. But we forgot to know there are many, many, many other laws in the Bible that we need to pay attention to that can even kill people. One of it. This one is just an enjoyment you're having for yourself and your partner. But look at the Ten Commandments. Those are all laws that all Christian or all mankind need to abide by. But we just take this one, the one the man chose to be, and that is between he and his God. He's not even doing anything wrong to somebody else. He's doing something wrong to himself. But if you read the Ten Commandments, these are things that you do to somebody else. You bite people, you steal from people, you kill people, all of these things. Nobody will talk about it. You fornicate, you marry, you leave your woman and go to another person's wife. You do whatever you want to do with them happily. Those are things that you're doing to other people. Being gay, you're harming yourself in the eyes of God. And we're only stretching on this because of Sodom and Gomorrah. Because God sent an angel there to destroy it because of their behavior. It was too rampant. So God said when that was the time of Lut. But can we concentrate on some of the things that even the simplest one, which is not even a sin, but it's just something that is not good for a Christian, because Jesus himself didn't do it. Eating pig. Jesus never ate pig. And he didn't like it. He said, don't touch that thing. It's a swine. But Christians happily eating it. Nobody talk. My man, I think a fool, man. But the man who died for your sin, that the way we claim it, can you at least try to imitate him or listen to his word? Can you?
But I
That,
think the topic is not biblical doctrine or something. They have certain things that the homosexual thing or the same
can
sex.
I finish? Can I finish? I give
Okay,
you
go
all
ahead.
the time you talk. You didn't see me say nothing until you landed. We give it to my brother. Now when I'm talking, let's give each other a chance, please. I give you all the time. The topic is about gay, same-sex marriage.
It was
And
specifically on a church issue. So when we deviated, then we want to bring our own doctrine, and we are deviating from the topic, the why
well,
the church were doing what they're doing. Because you're talking about eating swine and all those stuff. That's what I'm saying.
yeah,
And
let
we
me say what I want
deviating.
to say.
Okay, go
When I
ahead, go
finish,
ahead, go ahead.
you can go to it, please. Let me say what I want to say. Please do me that favor. Eating, when we're talking about the crimes, we're all talking about the same sex because what happened during the biblical days, Sodom and Gomorrah. During those days, those two cities were destroyed. So we're basing on our sin. That's the sin that these people committing in the eyes of God. That's what we're basing the whole topics, the whole issue about. Because God destroyed two cities. That's all.
Oh, that is
But
not
there are a
all.
lot of that's a lot of other. That's part of it.
That is
Because
that's
what else?
the how God did not like the idea, and then it destroy those that were actually involved in it. But when it comes to the same sex, they're talking about procreation or reproduction and all those stuff, replenishing the earth. No two men will be able to born. No two women will be able to born. So the idea is not just because of sexual pleasure. And if we are to be the witness for God, whether through Islam or Christianity, we should look at things
Well,
that
can you wait for me to land?
yeah,
Then
go ahead, go ahead, go ahead.
you can say what you want to say. I know you're itching to respond to what I'm saying. I was itching too, but I still held my heart. I waited for
I was actually speaking on the situation. The church. I never go in detail about anything. I just mention what I heard, what I know about the church, why that incident
or
happened.
can you just wait for me to talk? When you're ready to talk, you can come back to what you want to say and you say it.
Go ahead.
I gave you all the time for you to talk.
I was time conscious, so I was trying to limit myself to the time frame because you said we have 45 minutes. Go ahead.
No, but with all that time conscious, you say took enough time to talk. You was going to say, okay, I'm going to talk for 1 minute or 2 minutes because the time we got. Okay, I can understand that. But you talk enough.
All right, brother. Let's go ahead.
You're the one that holding me up because probably by
But
now that
I said go ahead, and you still talking about the same thing. I said go ahead.
no. I gotta talk anything I want to say.
Of
You
course
just
you
hold
have
your
to.
heart
Go ahead.
and
Go ahead.
relax.
Go ahead.
Okay. The moment you keep coming, then you keep prolonging on what I'm trying to say. Just calm down, concentrate on something or listen. All right. So my people, like Ali said, and I always say the same thing. People have right to live their life as long as they are not bothering you. Mind your business and leave them alone. The government have right to regulate things in the country. Even if it's right or wrong, if the government say this is wrong, if you do this is the penalty, we have to abide by it. If government say they're not going to agree with same sex, that's the law. All right. But we should not penalize people because of their behavior. We should not hate them. Many of us here, including Solomon and Ali, we in this country, we work with these kind of people on our job. Some of them are our bosses. But we have our right. And we can't even address them as what they are. We can't do that. We'll be violating them. That's the discipline we got here. We can't discipline. We can't see the man whether he calling you damn faggot. You can't do that. You address him with respect. In this country where we are, right? And America would not force anybody to do what you don't want to do. There are other African countries. They post strong law on those things that you cannot do it, and they stand. You know, but all the time they saying sex is in the Bible that is bad, but still it's a Christian. If we're the Muslim that were doing this, you would say, okay, the people they violating the Christian rules or laws. But the very Christian are preaching to us. They are the one that doing it.
Muslim doing it too.
Yeah, but who the one that in this country? How many churches that pay fine because they're sodomizing little children? You ever heard they say one must have done that? One imam? How many money Catholic organizations have paid for molesting children? From the 90s to today, the cases still coming up. I'm not trying to denigrate the Christian. I will never do that because I got relative family members who are Christian. We're just discussing the issue. I'm not discussing it with bitter mind against a Christian. That's not what I'm doing here. So I beg you, don't take it that way. I know Muslim are Muslim gay. I myself said it here on the show before. I was the first to say, I said there are a lot of Muslim gays. They even got mosque, the Muslim imam. I saw that. But if you look at the average, you know, the percentage of people who do it, the highest level is among the Christians themselves. All right. And we when it comes to harmonization in Liberia, the people who were singing their song, because you know we Liberian, we do not like good. God sent good to us. We look at that good because the person who the good is coming from, we do not respect that person, so we don't value the good. That's what happened with George Weah government. The people never respected George Weah. He's a footballer. He didn't go to school, a regular school like every other person that had that kind of degree. So they never respected his government. Even look at the kind of good he did for them. All the things George Weah did, many governments that came in power, they never did. If George Weah were president today, then Liberia, they start changing little by little. All right. You can't change everything. George Weah government was one of the toughest years. We have COVID-19, who took almost 3 years. The whole war was at standstill. But George Weah was still working. But we have no respect. Look at George Weah got up, he came, he met the nurses were so vulnerable. There were 2,000 nurses were going to be out of job. He said the people, they are our mothers, our sisters, let's bring them in. Whichever way we can bring them in and put small data in their pocket. He did that. He didn't stop there. He put all the doctors that were making $700 or 7 something, he put them to 2,000. He didn't stop there. He said, when we win this election, we'll put some money in the budget for you, the nurses, and the other workers in your field. All of that was in that making the going to Bon County area or wherever where they were. They singing song, you harmonize my salary, I will harmonize my vote. Now that the bridge we reach to now. You know, the bridge we reach to. Because we didn't respect George Weah. We just like how we were growing, all they say is football player, we are grown up, so that all they were taking George Weah to be. I don't care what George Weah was going to do for the Liberian people. They will never respect him because of his beginning, where he came from. He's not from the elite family, not from the Weeks family, the Tennessees, the Cooper, the DeShield. He was playing football. He can't even speak good. You think that education alone can take people to success? There are many things in this world you can do and you become successful in life. Then the man who get a PhD in any field. Education is very good, but there are many ways God can make you succeed in life, and you don't even care. Educated people come and meet you. You solve their problem with your wisdom. All right. My uncle that brought me up, his brother was he was a very educated man. My uncle was educated in Islam. He didn't know anything. He didn't even know how to write his own name in English. This man knew he got a PhD. When he ready to do things, he come and consult him. And whatever my uncle said to him is what he would do. I respected that so much till today. I never forget those things. The uncle, he working with the Liberian government. He was the first to get speech when PRC took over. The first guest speaker, or what do you call it, or the speakers, they call him Adibari. He was the first speech they gave, 1980 or 81. When he wrote that speech, he brought it to my uncle. My uncle, the one that edited it for him. I was sitting right on the table. So it's not just those things. People didn't respect you, we are. That's all. And that the bridge was reached through today. But anyway, let me stop here. By the grace of God, God will bring good things to Liberia. And God will change our mindset, the way we think about each other. We belittle each other. We'll respect no matter who that person is. If God gave him to us to benefit us, we'll respect him. God will do that for us. And soon. So let me turn it back to you now.
Okay. All right. Thank you. Thank you so kindly to every one of you for bringing forth your own a point about our discussion points here this morning. All right. So we are here, but very quickly before we go to the line, let me just stress a point on the issue that has to do with this same sex marriage. And so one thing we should get to know, I love the way the Methodist pastor, the bishop, like say Bishop Choir, I love the way he put it today that this particular issue that has to do with same-sex marriage is against the societal norms of Liberia and also the law of Liberia because same-sex activity is criminalized, can be criminalized in Liberia. That's according to Section 14.74 and 14.79 of the Liberia's panel. The panel code defines that. All right. The consensual same-sex activities is termed as a voluntary sodomy, a first degree punishment by up to 10 years or 1 year in prison. All right. So I just try to read this particular document to let our people know, or who be people who think that this particular thing should be legalized in our society, that the law speaks against that, and our societal norms also speaks against that. And so I just thought to bring about this. And so with that being said, and I don't know whether if there is any other thing that somebody wants to talk about before going to the lines.
Yeah, let me bring Solomon in. Solomon,
Okay.
we can't hear you, Solomon. You might be muted.
Sorry, guy. Again, the situation.
Mhm.
We can always say, "Oh, America is not forcing anybody." There are many ways to force somebody. We know when the gay or same-sex marriage was passed by the Democratic Party under Obama. Uh, the Democratic Party, they have been going to and fro to other countries, selling their idea. pushing their idea in the throat. For example, they came to Liberia and they said if we don't accept that, or they were not going to give us certain amount of money that they were to give Liberia. Thank God, Madam Salif said we are not going to legalize that. We know we have a tradition here, and we're going to stay by that tradition. Uh, and that was done. So once that was passed, we also saw how the vice president Kamala Harris uh, went to Africa and still started, especially let me be specific, in Ghana, and start pushing the same sex marriage thing. So yes, they may say, well, they cannot force you on that, but they are forcing it one way or the other. Once this thing was finalized, or when the gay rights or the same-sex marriage was passed into law, other countries uh, pass it too, because this is what the liberal uh, political parties they are pushing. That's the agenda they are pushing, and what behind the agenda is more than just somebody having pleasure. Look, the thing that we as Liberian or people should know, people are changing here. They are changing the terminology of words. For example, abortion. They don't want to use the word abortion anymore. They want to use reproduction rights, and so that it can settle with people. But the reproduction right they are talking about, they don't put money into people that want to use RV to if they have difficulty getting pregnant and what have you. They're not pushing that, but they're pushing the abortion. That's why they put it in the throat of every country, and we know that. So for us to say, there are other sins, yeah, of course there are other sins, but um, the Bible says we should um, replenish the earth. We should born babies, in other words, and homosexuality they don't born babies. Today, Stephen, as we speak,
Mm.
the definition of
Mhm.
of woman, it is
Mm.
not clear in America. If you even ask the Democratic Party, they will not tell you the clarity of the definition of a woman. Now they
Mm.
are saying a chested parent and the person that has no chest. And what they are talking about, okay, a chest feeding a parent and one who is not chest feeding. And what they are saying is a chest feeding parent is they don't want to use woman, is the one that can breastfeed a child. So there's a chest feeding. And other those are things to that God frowns on. So they are putting it from this way, and they're making it sound good. That, oh well, they don't force anything. You choose whatever you want to do and things like that. If, for example, this brother, brother Masale said he resigned from his job because of so and so thing. So if they were to have those things all over, then you will not have a job because the people are doing so and so thing. We are not saying uh, that individual, whatever sin they practice, but this is something that is illegal. It was illegal in the United States until probably 2008, or between 2008 and 2016, when that thing was legalized here, and they're pushing it. And that's the point that we are making. The Methodist Church, they have decided to get involved into that, and the church split into two. The Lutheran Church, they decided to get into that. Of course, the Lutheran were already split. You have the Missouri Synod, or the LMS, and then LMCS, I think. The Lutheran Missouri Synod, and then they had the evangelical Lutheran. The evangelical Lutheran, they embraces LGBTQ plus homosexuality and all those stuff. So we seeing what is going on, and government they have their agenda of making one group of individual that will not uh, succumb to what they want to do because of your faith. They label you. So what you
Mm.
guys are saying, yes, we've seen all of this, but this is what is going on now in the world, that things are changing, and they want to put those things in the throat of people. And what is wrong, we should talk about it. I know adultery is wrong. We know fornication is wrong. We know all those things are wrong. When it comes to eating meat, the Bible also says we should not eat meat that does not, like the cow and like all of those stuff. We should not be eating them. pig, we should not be eating them. But if you read the Bible, also say that God has created those things. So once we pray over them, it can be eaten. When in the book of Acts, when Paul and the other people they say, "Oh, we don't eat unclean things," and then the Bible says, "What God has called clean, don't call it unclean." So when you come to food, there's an exception. Then when you come to homosexuality, same sex, what it is doing is that we are defying God's creation, where man and a woman was made so that they can replenish, they can have children. And if you cannot have children for medical purpose, you seek treatment. But where people are saying, "Oh, the earth is overly populated, so we got to decrease it," and the only way we decrease it is to change, uh, get involved into homosexuality, do transgender changes, do DNA blocker, and other stuff. And those are things that we who are religious people, those of who believe in the natural things of God, that we have to bring to our people. So when government or anybody for that matter, they're bringing things that was not in God design for us to practice that way. That's it. That's why the Bible says, "I set before you life and death, but I rather you choose life." Okay, so there are a lot of things. So if we are saying, well, the people, they are adults, they can choose what to do. So if I choose to steal, and think that, so the government should not do anything because I choose to steal, because stealing and all those things, they are part of things that are considered crimes in the country. So if homosexuality or sodomy is a crime in Liberia, then that's a crime. And those are some of the things that we need to be pushing when it comes to God and humanity.
Okay.
We need to address those things. That's what I have to say.
All right.
Thank you.
Yes,
Thank
Stevie,
you.
please give me 1 or 2 minutes, please.
Yeah. Yes. Very
Okay, yes.
quickly now, so we can go to the
Solomon,
line. Mhm.
Solomon, just as you were saying, yes. Well, for example, they say thou shalt not steal, and then when you steal, and then the penalty for stealing, they give it to you. Like we continue to say this, Liberia, our country, when we were in school, they said Liberia was built on a Christian principle. It's a Christian nation, and this thing happening, yes, people will say, "Oh yeah, Muslims are doing it, Christians are doing it, this and that." But it coming from the church right now, and we don't want it to be like something we are looking down on the church, the Christian. No, we all. I'm a Muslim. I get Christians in my family as well. Okay, and this is something that, just as you said, we are not going to allow this in our country. And this is something the government now they had to stand on. We are not going to allow it. You see, but if people want to do it, let them be. But if you say, "Oh yeah, when we see people doing it, this will be the penalty to it," that's cool. Like in America here, I see and I hear most people talking, yes, Democrat, they are getting more voters because of this LGBTQ, this and that, what have you. I'm a Democrat, but I'm not supporting Democrat because of that. And there are so many people I know they are Democrat, but why they are not supporting Democrat because of that? Okay, they are looking at the agenda, why the people are coming with. Okay, why they decide to do their aim, how they want to govern the country. That's why they are looking at their policy. You see, not because of one thing that will make everybody to support. There are so many Democrats, but they are not in support of the same-sex marriage. They rule something. But most people are talking, oh yes, people are Democrat is supporting Kamala Harris because she want to make sure those people should be free to walk in the street. When you want to be with your friend, man, you should be proud to walk with your friend, man. You should be proud to. Most people, even here and out of America, I listen to most of the radio stations in Liberia, and most of the comment section, you will hear people talking. This is why a Democrat is getting more vote because why people are supporting them because of this. That's not true. They are looking at their policy. That's not true. They are not just supporting Democrat because of same-sex marriage and thing. No, I'm here. I'm supporting them, but I'm against it totally. Okay, I'm supporting them because That's my party. Everybody belongs to their own party. You choose which party to go to. It's almost like the same thing we're talking. You want to be with men, it's up to you. I want to be with woman. So that's the same thing. People are not supporting Democrat as people say because of same-sex marriage. I'm a Muslim. I'm against it totally and forever.
Okay.
And another thing, please, Stephen.
Hmm.
Another thing, Obama I think about just a few years back, Obama put it into law because he was a president. But one thing about the country here, what I know about this country, it doesn't matter Republican or Democrat. Their policy never change. They stay the same. And if one come doesn't like what the other does, they can always undo it. It happened in Obama case. Most of the thing Obama put into law when Trump came, he undo all. Most of it. If the same sex did not go down well with Trump or the Republican that there, they can undo it. They have the right. But one thing about this country, the country policy, whether Republican or Democrat, they can never just, they have one policy they agree on. Like for instance, Israel. They both support Israel, whichever way it is. You're enemy to Israel, they are enemy to you. And you saw that. And before Obama put that into law, it was not illegal for people it was illegal for y'all to get married. But gay business was not illegal. There was a whole city here, San Francisco, was full of gay. In New York here, the Village, New York City, where they call the Village, that's also gay. Everything that there is about gay. That being like we came in this country, we made it like that. And before we leave, we will leave it. They just put it into there because their children they're into it. And most of the money boys here, all of them into it. And money rule things. So they say their girl children are into it, their boys children are into it. They can't disown them. They used to say they in the closet, they out of the closet. Their own children got involved. So what they can do to make them comfortable? They put it into law. Okay, now we agree, same-sex can get married. All the Hollywood actors, we know about them, majority of them, that their behaviors. That Obama time, it became legal for same-sex to marry. Even that is not, how you call it, it's not a federal law. It goes by the state, any state, if the state said no, if a federal law is, every state are bound, they are bound to it. But there are some state here, it's still not yet. You can, same-sex can marry there. So they live from state to state. The state that agree to it, like New York here, there's same-sex law here. But there are other states, you Google and see. It's not all states, not the entire America. And you know this, if it's federal law, the entire law, the entire country go by it won't go by state.
Yes,
it's
that's
optional.
Sorry.
When they made a law, they open it. Just like the speed limit. It's not a federal law that we bound to go by 65 miles per hour. There are states you go to, they're 70. There are states in the daytime, no speed limit. They're in the nighttime speed limit. Like Montana. If you Google Montana state, there is no speed limit in the daytime. In the nighttime, the time you observe the speed limit. There are states that doesn't go, and those are federal law. When you came in this country, it was a federal law that all states, all highway 55, you can't go above 55 miles per hour. Why? Because of 1977, 78, that gas shortage, the oil shortage that occurred in the world, and it affected America. So they make a strong law that you can't go 55 miles per hour. But it came to a time they changed that. Now any state can go whatever your state you put up with your speed limit. So some of these things you can't blame one particular party. Both parties into it. Yeah, look at San Francisco. Look at the village here. You live in New York. The village is full of all these people that Obama time gay business started in this country. Anyway,
What?
it's a big discussion.
Thank you very much. But that is not
Okay.
what I'm saying. Those states that you are talking about, whether New York or San Francisco, you know very well that we have states that are controlled, uh, or we call them the Democratic Party states. And California and the New York you are talking about, those are Democratic Party states. When a law is a federal law, when it comes to the same-sex marriage, it's a federal law. So no state will deny that. But what the people do, the churches that are in those states, they have their religious right not to perform same-sex marriage. When it comes to abortion, it is not of a federal thing. So if as a blue state or a Democratic Party state will allow people to do free abortion, and a Republican or red state they are not doing that, then people in the red state they go to the blue state just to perform those acts. But when it comes to the same-sex marriage, it's a federal, and whatever federal law is, no president can change it. But a president can change a presidential, I don't call it decree. For example, when President Trump made those presidential decree and things like that. When Joe Biden came to power, they undo all of those stuff. Okay, so no president will be able to undo
One of the things Obama, Biden changed from Trump.
almost all of Trump's presidential decree.
Which one?
Okay, the simple one, the drilling of the oil. They changed that. Oh, you ask me which one?
Thank you, man.
When it comes to the building of the wall, they changed that. They stopped it because there was presidential degree. For example, in Liberia, President George Weah put a decree in place when Baka came in. He changed it around so that it can fit whatever he wants to do. But once it is signed into law, no president can change that. If they want to change that law,
Obamacare was put into law.
yeah, but nobody changed that.
It changed it.
No, Obamacare has not been changed.
Obamacare couldn't be changed because he didn't have anything to replace it.
But this
That
is
was
what
the
I'm saying.
problem.
No, anything that is a law that is signed into law, no president will come to change it.
He was about to change it.
He will never do that.
But he will never, because that's what you want to say. But he was the other man, Aliu, can you
this is a whole thing.
Obamacare,
They wanted to replace
Trump was not about to replace it, but he didn't have nothing to replace it with.
Because the people were
they say he couldn't change. He made an attempt.
He cannot change it because it's a law.
He could change it if he had
He cannot change it.
Let's move on, man. You probably don't talk sometimes. You don't know what you're saying. Yeah, you man, Aliu. Obama did not make an attempt to change Obamacare.
If there's a law,
he tried to change it. He tried to change it. Even they
cannot change the law.
He bad when he made ask the same question. They wanted to do it. This is why now when they ask him, he get contact for play. He don't have no play now when it comes to the health care. He won't get contact for play. He wanted to change it, but there was no means, so he couldn't change it.
This is how the law works. Okay, once the bill is signed into law, if you want to change that particular thing that is a law, to repeal that particular law, you have to go through the vote. And if you have the vote so that they can repeal that law, it can be. So
you just told me you can't change it.
No, but he cannot change it. He cannot change it. He cannot change it.
You just explained that if you want to change it, what you go through, right?
If a bill has been signed into law, and if you think that law is not effective for the people, then all you need to do is for them to have a referendum or for them to be able to have the enough vote to say, well, we want to repeal and replace a particular law. So they will
Okay,
do
you're
amendments.
right. We got few time to go.
No, and it's
Let's
not. It's not just that, but anything that is made into a law, you cannot just come to change it. That's
you're
the
right.
point. But once
You're
it
right.
is once it is executive order and things like that, any other president can change that executive order. And the other point regarding the gay, look, if you the last time I was watching the gay parade in Jerusalem, it has
We
the
don't have enough
highest.
time. If we can we got 15 minutes more to go. If we can allow the callers come in, please. Let's go. We only got 15 minutes to go.
So this gate something is not just it's globally, and that's the point I want to make. Thank you.
Okay, all right, thank you so much. So let's quickly go to the line and to our people, keep playing the Freedom Cash giveaway. Right after the show, we'll be doing some draw to call on our winners. So you can now put in your calls to 0776 104 104 0886 500 104 are the numbers to call and be a part of the program this morning. Our WhatsApp line is also has been activated also. So let's get this pressing on. Good morning. Good
Yeah, good
morning.
morning. Yeah, good morning.
Your name and where are you calling from, Chief?
My name is Kevin here. I'm calling from Panama City. My popular name is Toothbrush.
Okay, go ahead.
Yeah, straight to the point on the issue in Liberia. Actually, bro, I mean, our country, we don't need all these things in our country because we are young people when we're trying to make things will be okay in our country. We want the goodness of our country will come. We never want to see our brothers and sisters in this kind of yama stuff.
Okay, thank you. Thank you. Let's hold you there. Let's hold you there. I'm sorry, we cannot continue with you. You have already made your point. So let's get a few more callers here and go back to our team. 0776 104 104 0886 500 104 are the numbers. This person, good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning. Your name and where are you calling from?
This is Bobby G calling from Police of Junction.
Okay, go ahead. Security update and tell us which one of these things that you want to talk about.
I want to talk on the issues of the census.
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay, to be very quick, you guys, I want to say thanks to you guys. Let me just go straight to the point. Let me tell you something. The issues about, I think, I'm listening to you guys and later on that lecture that was discussed in America. The issue is going right. I don't really know whether America or the international community or the people Western are coming to impose anything at their will. I don't know whether that what we call right or if the other, who will not harm somebody. What pleases them to do is their own right. I don't know how we define right, but that is not the issue. The first thing, I listened to the bishop this morning, his press conference. The bishops as a man of God, because when you are a man of God, are people who are fearless, who go straight to the point and say the point. The first thing he said, he went to Nima County, and the people were jogging in with water. And he stated that the people from Aricles, when they went there, the people refused it, the bishops in Nigeria should resign. That should bring to his knowledge, to his sense of direction, that when I went to America, people they put him like brother, they never listening to him, to speak boldly, to have that fearless voice, to tell the people, look, if people will take away maybe why you're different, all fine, but honestly, the message that I brought from Africa, Nigeria, is the issue of or same-sex marriage is not part of what I was not doing. But because he was very new in America, and when he came, the out of you suspending other pastors. So if for any reason, if you already want to discuss it, the first thing got no cause of suspending the pastors. Because these people found out that's why he's suspending them. So what he did was that because he was dangling with words.
Okay.
So he's not really preaching God.
All right. Okay.
He's preaching, he's not preaching, he's not going to be here for God. So for me, he agreed to if this is why, and when you bring it back to more than that.
Thank you. Thank you. You have made your point. 0776 104 1040886 500 This person, good morning.
Good morning,
Your name and where are you calling from?
I'm James Blama Kamara from the Grand movement. Let me say what's up to our brother Masale, brother Tunis, and Solomon. For their work towards Liberia. We stand against the issue of the same-sex marriage in Liberia. And Liberia is a highly traditional country, and more besides, we are an African. Those things do not resemble us. So if people are talking about rights, we don't consider that to be right. Because if you're saying that others should have the right to get married, opposite, let me say, same-sex should be able to marry. Then what about those who are in the university that we're speaking against, who are smoking drugs and those drugs users and what have you? Will you say too they do not have rights? What about the killers, the armed robbers? What about the criminals who go around in the they don't have right to? So we cannot encourage that.
Okay. Okay, this next person. Good morning.
Good morning.
Tell us your name and where are you calling from?
I'm calling from the chicken field.
Very quickly, you have a meaning. Very quickly.
Okay. I want to speak on a gay issue. No organization or entity will be able to go down there to find gay rights. I mean, I lie to you. Everything in this country is the government. You can even go there as a church. You come back with your agreement. If the government don't agree to it, first thing will happen here. We all know that biblical is wrong. That was the reason for which God destroyed Sodom and Gomorrah. So if the government can sit on its watch and see things going on, then they endorse it.
Okay. This next person. Good morning.
Good morning.
Yeah, tell us your name and where are you calling from, Chief?
This is Howard Stein calling from Kuala.
Okay.
We worry a lot because in Liberia, when you need to hear partner, really, now Liberia, our parent and the country overflow. And secondly, we Christian, but I think Christianity are still Liberia reality. Because if you look at or train land presidency that comes to power, it's when I say land. And that's the same people that start practicing mentoring. Mentoring 98% of our president is from the mentoring that are impacted. Now, another part the president into power, will start getting that information, start seeing it in the church. Worry a lot.
Okay. All right. So let's get this person. I'll take two more calls. We go back to our team. This person. Good morning.
Good morning, brother.
Good morning. Tell us your name and where are you calling from?
Good morning. I'm calling from Tuti. I'm Jefferson Momo.
Okay, Jeff. Go ahead. Come again?
Bring the power to us.
Okay.
Yeah, government went sorry. So I'm really not that problem. Not me who bring out drugs that are not gay right. Not that in Africa you lost.
Okay. All right. Okay. Let's take this person. Good morning.
Yeah, good morning, sir.
I'm fine. Your name and where are you calling from?
I'm calling from Jimigaro.
Okay, go ahead.
I'm not big kid dinner you're talking about it. Anybody, I put a hand behind my brother. I'm calling shot what you're not. If you say government, the injuries are not safe then, yeah.
Okay.
So I want to say.
All right, so let's take this other person. This should be our last caller. We would love to take more calls, but the time now we can take more calls here. So this person, okay. So one more call, then. So let's get this person. Good morning.
Brother Melvin Joe Gibson.
Okay, Melvin, go ahead very quickly.
Yeah, straight to the issue. This country is a Christian nation. Yeah, the gay right issue is a silver problem are coming. This is how the judge started. People used to say, oh, and that the man read. Today, the drugs are spread all over the country. The smoking has spread all over. So this is how the country is about to go again into another disaster, into another bad habit again. No, anybody that is born in that same-sex marriage, let our church be burned down, let our pastor be burned down, and also the member or the whosoever, let them be burned down. We don't hear for that other human right.
Okay.
That's why I want to stop. Thank you.
Thank you so kindly, my dear brother. I'm sorry. I can't take any more call here. Yeah, I sincerely apologize. As I said, we have loved to take more calls on this particular issue, but we cannot because of the time. Okay, so I'm about to go back to the team to get their parting comments. So keep playing the Freedom Cash giveaway. The moment we are done with the show, I'm going to call our winners here. So keep playing. All right, so let me now throw control back to our team as they gave their parting comment individually.
Solomon, take the lead.
Uh, I think you need to do some checkup down there. We are not getting you.
Yes, my
Okay.
mic was
Hello?
muted.
Oh, okay.
Mm.
Well, Liberia, we are on a crossroad. We need to take a lot of things into consideration, especially for Mama Liberia. We said that George Weah was not the rightful president. We voted him out. Now we have uh, Wakai, President Wakai, and we are seeing things that President Wakai used to speak against. Wasteful spending, traveling outside the country. President, we are taking 30 people or more. He is doing the same thing. So we know that we are in serious problem. And the reason we are in
I
serious
don't think
problem,
he's in the country right now, sir.
No,
we
it's
are
in
in
Italy.
we are in a serious problem when it comes to that. Look, when Ma Ellen was president, the same-sex marriage thing was true in her face. She dealt with it in a better way. Same thing was true in the face of President Weah. He dealt with it in a positive way. The same bill is still lying down over there. And sooner or later, uh, they will try to awaken that particular bill that they want to sign into law. And I will not be surprised if that bill will be signed under the watchful eye of President Wakai. Uh, most of the people that promote those ideology, most of those stuff, we all know from history. We know the history of the Catholic Church. We know that they are in Italy or in Rome. We know the decision that they have when it comes to those kind of things, that involvement in government, and what have you. But one good thing that I really want to applaud the real administration was that we're not going to kill people because of their endorsement into same sex. But we know it is illegal in our country, and anybody that is caught practicing that particular person will be brought to justice. But nobody has ever reported anybody for homosexuality in the country, so we don't really follow that law, but it is there. So President Weah, his administration, is signed so that no country, especially Liberia, will kill an individual because of sodomy or because of homosexuality. But our law stands 1 year imprisonment. So far, that is it. In the absence or in the presence of this 1 year imprisonment or the criminality of same sex marriage, the country cannot legalize it unless they repeal a particular law that is there. So that's what I want to let our people know, that Liberia is one of the countries that is against same sex marriage. And there's a bill that been sitting in there. Sooner or later, when we get money coming from this place, from that place, to push that bill will be passed. We want to encourage all of our uh, Christian brothers, all of our Muslim brothers, so that those kind of acts will not be passed into law. Will not be passed into law. Thank you again for listening to us.
Mr. Masale, your parting word.
And guys, I have to leave. I'm gonna catch the boat.
Okay, okay.
Okay,
Okay.
Solomon, work safe.
It's free
Be
to
safe
go.
out there. Yes.
You
Have
know,
a
it's too
nice working
windy.
night.
It's windy out there, so I don't know if you've been
Mhm.
out there, but it's very windy today. So be careful.
The same thing here.
I'm gonna, I'm
Yes.
gonna dress. I'm gonna dress properly for that. Thank you for the reminder.
Yeah. Okay.
It's been windy. You know, this is the time now. The tree
Yes.
leaves
Yes. This is fall now.
fall, so the breeze was so heavy. This dry man like me, I was making myself finding my way to the wall to the so of course the
It's
breeze
not
cannot.
gonna. It's not gonna deter me from walking. I'm gonna take a walk to the ferry.
I mean, you all right to first of all you can't drive nowhere to park.
All right,
So
guys.
so if you just go by, just be careful. It's very windy out there.
Yeah, I'll balance myself.
All
All
right.
right, later.
Good
Okay,
night.
Solomon. Have a nice working night. Yes. Yeah. Thanks to all the callers there. And one thing, just as Solomon said, Liberia, that one of the country, we are against gay right. Nobody going to be gay in Liberia or lesbian. You think you are going to get right? No. The only thing the previous administration said was Liberia is not going to be among or those countries around the world where they are like or killing those people because they choose to be a gay or lesbian. That's not going to work in our country. God forbid it will never work there because that one we all will come down to protest. And him for that identical one, we will come down, let it get all on the record. Oh yeah, those people came for America to come protest against this. It's not going to work. We get tradition, we get culture. That's not going to work. Some of all we hear, yes, we are Democrat, yes, but we are not supporting that all our eye. Yes, but that doesn't make me to say, oh yeah, because of this, I will leave my party to go to another party. No, okay, I'm not supporting it here, and I will not even support it in my country. And just as Solomon said, President Boakai, they complain about the previous administration on wasteful spending. And I was surprised when President Boakai tell the army Moda of insensitivity, looking at the economic hardship in the country, and he's spending that kind of money to back
Mhm.
President Boakai. I don't really know. People used to say, "Oh, President, I can just go." He talk. He even said, "No, where he talking." President Boakai like get all the experience, he get all the degree in the world. They say he's educated, he get the experience. I don't know those people that can read it in there, the person that can a press secretary or whosoever, when they read it in there, he can read it, he can just go talk. If you tell the army Bola about insensitivity, what comes to your mind? That word go right to you, President Bakai. You see, you were just president or elect, not even inaugurated. Grace me went to 500,000 United States dollar to buy 5 cars. Then you tell the army Bola of insensitivity. Where are you? 222 million today. You and your public work minister and your senator, then when you're sharing among yourself, at the end of the day, you say you pardon him. Where are you? You taking 100,000 United States dollar, putting it on credit card for each time you traveling. Then you tell somebody about insensitivity. Where are you? When you take 1,200,000 and some more thousand, you put it, you coming to buy bulletproof car. Who after you? As you say, you get time for nobody can kill you, this and that. That bulletproof car that you using, that one not okay. The 500,000 you took to buy cars, those cars they are not okay for you. You telling somebody about insensitivity. I continue to say this. Our children learn from us. So whatsoever we are doing, we have to be careful. I mean, but
Okay.
that's why you wasting the country resources. That's why he wasted it. So when you talk about insensitivity, that will go directly to you, to Joseph Wakai. You
Okay.
have to put your act together till we can see again tomorrow. God bless America. God bless Liberia. Thank you. A
Thank
good night to everyone.
Good
Okay.
night.
All right.
Thank you so much. I will give my parting comment, but I really wanted to know the what when we say gay right, what do we mean? Because we just talking gay right, gay right. There is same-sex right, same-sex marriage right, and gay right. Which one are we talking about? Because any human being can become anything they want. So if
Yeah,
somebody become gay, what is a crime in the eyes of God? But if somebody become a gay in Liberia, let's say if I decide to be a gay, the government supposed to hold me responsible for that?
yes, because according to the law is something that is prohibited in the land, and it contravenes the law of the land. And so if someone practices that, and goes about, probably there are other people who will go about advocating that, yeah, gays should get sincere, people who believe in sincere marriage should get that right, they should do it, they should practicalize it, get married
No,
even in
it's
church,
not
in
since I
mosque.
marry. We not
Mm.
since I marry. That one, they are definitely Liberian not going to agree. But
That's
the,
not
you
going
know,
to happen.
yeah, you know the amount of gay you every day, the amount of people in Liberia who practicing homosexual, young and old,
No, they are here, they are here.
and men. So why did they arrest them? And they are well known. If there is a law put aside for that, why when the man steal, they take him, and the man, funny case, sometimes they take him to court, they can fine him, sometimes go to jail. All right. All these things as they are on the book. Now, if gay law is on the book too, why when we've openly identified these people and there are plenty, one day we never hear on the news say, oh, they arrested man because he gay. They put them in jail because he gay. Why they don't enforce this law? Or we just sit down and talk. Same sex definitely we will say no, because that's not the country we were. The country is built on Christian principle. We know all of this, all right. But anyway, well, that's another topic for another. That's a topic
Yeah,
for another
yeah.
day.
Mhm.
So yeah, thank you so much, guy, for at least uh, attending to our call, listening to our show and all of that. We appreciate it. Today in America, yeah, it was a holiday, so some of us didn't work fully, even though some of us, no matter holiday, when you work holiday, yeah, you make more money. You make twice of the money you make on the regular day.
Yeah,
So some
myself,
of
I
us,
want to work. Mhm.
yeah, some of us work on holiday for that reason. Some people work for time and a half. Some people work double. Their pay come double, and that check is extra from your regular check. So yeah,
Yeah,
thank you.
I
Yeah,
went
thank
from 10 to 4 instead of
you.
8.
Exactly. Yeah, thank you so much. And we are experiencing our bad weather now. Today was very windy here. I know you Liberian now go into the good weather, the hot weather.
Yeah.
Different. So yeah, thank you. And this is your good friend Suleiman Hashim Tunis with Ali Masale and Solomon Rees with Stephen Quantum. Four of us been running the show for the night. We say good night. We see you next Monday, the same time, same station.
Thank you,
All
thank you,
right.
thank